Hi, I'm Rebecca Ball-Carcel. Let's talk about Young Goodman Brown, a short story by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Now this story is meant to be a bit scary, and we have a dark forest, we have a journey through the dark forest, we have witches, we have the devil, we have a walking staff that writhes like a snake. It is rather atmospheric, almost like a horror story. And the name for this is Gothic. That's the category of literature that this story falls into. And Gothic literature tends to investigate the dark side of human nature. And that's exactly what Young Goodman Brown investigates in the story. So let's take a look at it and go scene by scene. The title, first of all, tells us the main character's name. Young, he's inexperienced, he's naive. Goodman, this is a title that people in his community would just give to each other, men. Hello, Goodman so-and-so. Hello, Goodman Brown. Goodman means citizen or husband. And then Brown is his actual last name, Mr. Brown. Now, we start out with Young Goodman Brown at his house, and the very first sentence says, Young Goodman Brown came forth at sunset into the street of Salem Village, but, now before we finish, let's notice that it's sunset, not the usual time for starting on a trip. He's going out at night, after dark. Why would he do that? That's supposed to raise a question in our minds. All right, why is he going out at night? Second, Salem Village, that's where he lives. Now, Salem Village recalls to mind the witch trials of about 100 years before, when these paranoid people burned fellow citizens as witches. So the Puritan faith got a little out of control right there at that time, and Young Goodman Brown lives in the same town, and he's from that same line of people, in the same tradition as those folks. So that sets the scene for us. Now, going on with that sentence, he set out at sunset, but put his head back after crossing the threshold to exchange a parting kiss with his young wife. So he takes a step out the door, but he turns back to kiss his wife. His wife is important in the story, so let's meet her. And Faith, as the wife was aptly named, that means her name is Faith, and the name is appropriate for her, it suits her, thrust her own pretty head into the street, letting the wind play with the pink ribbons of her cap, while she called to Goodman Brown. Now she has pink ribbons in her cap, and that will be important because later, when we see pink ribbons or hear about pink ribbons, we're supposed to remember that that's Faith. That's a little symbol of her. Now she, in turn, herself, as her name indicates, is a symbol of Young Goodman Brown's faith, his religious conviction. And when Faith is in trouble, meaning his wife is in trouble, then his religious faith is in trouble too. So throughout the story, faith equals faith. And of course, Hawthorne made that fairly obvious. He did that on purpose so that we would have no trouble associating his wife with his religion. Now naturally, Faith says, don't go on this journey. Stay here, stay safe in your bed. Sleep at home tonight. And he says, oh no, this is the one night of the year that I must tarry away from you, so I need to be detained elsewhere. And he doesn't say where he's going, but he says he needs to go, and doesn't she trust him? And so she has misgivings, but she lets him go and says, okay, well, hopefully everything will be okay when you get back. Now, actually, things are not okay when he gets back. Not because of her, but because he has undergone a change during this journey into the woods. Now, let's look at the second scene.